The last time we saw Beetlejuice in 2K22, he got fired. He lost. The question is, why does he keep on coming back? Why does he never go away?
Do I ever die?
Yeah.
I probably died like 10 years ago.
Hey, you guys remember this video from 7 months ago that has all these views? Yeah, turns out I messed up. Put Billy Kay in there twice, which I knew I did that. Wasn't gonna do anything, but I realized how I put Billy Kay in twice. I meant to put Stone Cold. Stone Cold's not in the video at all, which he ended season 1 of Beetlejuice My GM, 5 wins, 15 losses, one-time WWE champ, one-time MVP. Yeah, I mean, that's just me. I mess up all the time. But you know what? I went back, brought it up. Now we can move on. Before we get into the recap from last episode, I thought it'd be a cool idea. We just go over how many times wrestlers have won, lost, their records, their championships from 2K22, from the first Beetlejuice My GM series. So, every episode from here on out, you're just going to see a quick little picture like this. It's going to recap something. This one is our WWE champions we had throughout 2K22. Who knows what the next one is? You'll see this every episode. Let's get into the recap from last episode. Alright, the first recap of WWE 2K23 My GM mode, Beetlejuice SmackDown. We have our Universal Champion. Did not expect to be saying this, especially this early on, but Logan Paul. Logan Paul beats John Cena, loses the title, wins it back. 2-2 record, two-time Universal Champion. How long will Mr. Logan Paul hold this title? We have the EST of My GM mode, Bianca Belair, 3-1, one-time women's champ, our only SmackDown women's champion, breaks the curse of all the other GM modes we had, where the champion loses the title. Bianca has not lost the title at all. And for the first time, we get to say in the My GM Beetlejuice series, there is an Intercontinental Champion. Wasn't in 2K22, it is here in 2K23. Shinsuke Nakamura, the King of Strong Style, 2-1, one-time Intercontinental Champion. We have The Miz at 1-0, our current WWE SmackDown Tag Team Champion. Only had one match. That's all he needed to make his mark. Undefeated, and he's awesome. We've had Hulk Hogan before in 2K22, but this time we mix it up. We pick up NWO Hulk Hogan, immediately comes in, wins the SmackDown Tag Titles with The Miz, 1-0, undefeated for the Hulkster, one-time tag champion. We have Natalya, which I did not see this coming at all. Natalya has the best record of all our wrestlers, if you don't count the one undefeated record we have. We'll get to that. I'm talking too much. Natalya's 4-1, one-time tag champion. No one was ready for Asuka, except for Bianca Belair, who's the only one who beat Asuka. But Asuka is 3-1, one-time tag champion. I mentioned it while we were talking about Natalya. Gigi is our only undefeated wrestler. Had one match. No, wait, I'm stupid. Hulk Hogan and The Miz are both undefeated. I'm an idiot. Gigi's 1-0. Let's move on. We have John Cena coming back, just like Hulk Hogan. Was in the previous Beetlejuice My GM series. And will he repeat history? Two-time Universal Champion. Started off as a champ. Lost it. Won it back. Lost it. 2-2 record. Will Cena go down a similar path as he did the first My GMO series? We have the Rattlesnake, Stone Cold Steve Austin, who so far better start than he did in the previous 2K22 My GM mode. He was 1-1 and then just lost until eventually he just had the worst record. But right now he's 2-2. Let's see, will he improve upon what he had from the last season, which started off bad, but then came up, won some titles? Does he become a champ early on in this? We have Bret, the Hitman Hart. We have not used at all. 0-0, but we'll see what happens. We have the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, to start off great as our first ever Intercontinental Champion, but then loses it to Shinsuke. 2-3 record, one-time Intercontinental Champion. We have the glorious Robert Roode / Bobby Roode, who that record does not suit how glorious he is, as he is 1-4. We have Shayna Baszler, who Natalya went to town on, giving her loss after loss after loss after loss. That's right, 4 losses, 1 win, 1-4 record. We have Bailey. Ding dong. Surprisingly, this is the first time in a Beetlejuice series Bailey has not won the women's title. Bailey just slowly declining. The first season we did, Bailey was killing it. Second season, I mean, they ended similar, but not as good as the first season. And now we have this 2K23. Bailey's 0-3, no championships. Can she turn that around? We have the one and only Lita, who we brought in. All her matches were for tag titles, and she lost every single one. And she goes 0-3. Her and Bailey, our worst two wrestlers records wise. That's right, we all know the tradition. Episode 2 is when we start giving out them MVP awards of who had the best episode last episode. I said episode a lot. We're just gonna, yeah. Beetlejuice Slapnuts MVP of the Week awards for 2K23. First time for SmackDown. Who's gonna be the male Slapnuts MVP? That's right, we're starting off 2K23 with a double male Slapnuts MVP. It was tough. A lot of our wrestlers have the same record or similar records. And you know, when it came to the males, these two had the same record. These two both wrestled together, so it goes to John Cena and Logan Paul. Like I said, they both wrestled each other. They both won championships. They both put on the best match quality. They're MVPs.
You get this. You know how this works.
As for the female Slapnuts MVP of the week, we gave it to Natalya. It was tough. Just like with the men, a lot of the records very similar. But Natalya, 4-1. She had that one extra win than Asuka, even though they tagged. And then she had better quality matches than both Bianca and Asuka.
You know what? You can't handle the truth.
We start off SmackDown with Natalya versus Shayna Baszler. Natalya has had Shayna's number, but not this time. Shayna picks up the win in a good match. Gigi doing a self-promo, trying to build her up. Then we have a tag team match. Robert, Logan, we gave Robert what he wanted versus Cody and Brett. Brett loses his first match. Robert and Logan win. Austin cuts a promo. Hell yeah. Miz versus Nakamura for the IC title. Nakamura beats The Miz. No double champ for The Miz. An amazing match. Nakamura's killing it. John Cena cuts a promo, giving him rest. Lita wanted a match tonight. Triple threat versus Bayley Bianca. And Lita picks up the win. Finally wins. On to NXT, Xavier has Dana Brooke versus Ronda Rousey for the Women's NXT Championship. Ronda picks up the win in the opener. Then he has Mace cutting a self-promo. Randy versus Otis for the North American title. Can Randy finally win? No, Otis will not give up that title to Randy. Then we have Dolph calling out Carmelo Hayes. Then we have Io Sky going one-on-one with Raquel Rodriguez. Io Sky picks up the win, starts a rivalry. Mediocre match though. Cameron Grimes cuts a promo, and then we have Brock versus Veer in an Extreme Rules match, and Veer just picks up the win. Xavier Woods loves his Veer. On to Raw, we have Rhea Ripley versus Nikki ASH. Should I just Ash? I don't know. Rhea Ripley picks up the win. The rivalry grows. Then we have Rick Boogs. His face. It's cutting a promo. Becky Lynch versus Charlotte. Tyler Breeze loves this matchup. Charlotte picks up the win against Becky. It's mediocre though. Surprising. Akira Tozawa calls out Rick Boogs. Karen Compactor versus Kaden Carter. And Karen picks up the win. Grows the rivalry. And no, we had Mace cut a promo on NXT. Now Mansoor cuts a promo. Cruz del Toro and Finn Balor versus Eric and Braun pick up the win. We changed the Beetlejuice photo. Now you can see Logan.
Oh, fuck, man. What the hell are you trying to do to me, man?
Hulk Hogan's contract is running out. We only had him with the one match. He's our current tag champ, so we have to give him his money. Hogan wants it. He has to get it. We have Triple H telling us we need a strong opener. We need a strong main event. Then we have Robert Roode thanking us for teaming him up with Logan Paul, which, you know, Beetlejuice is the GOAT. He did what he had to do. He helps him. Logan Paul telling us he's not feeling the best. He wants to take a break. He's our champ, but you know what, Logan? You deserve it. We give Brett a match against The Miz, one-on-one after he loses the tag match. And The Miz picks up the win in a great match against Bret Hart. Hogan cuts a promo after we re-sign him. Gigi versus Asuka. Undefeated versus the unstoppable Asuka. Asuka picks up the win. Bayley cuts a self-promo. She has a rivalry with Bianca now. Robert Roode and Stone Cold, they have a rivalry. It continues. Stone Cold picks up the win. level 4 rivalry in a great match. Lita cuts a promo after winning her first match. Natalya versus Shayna Baszler, their main event status now. And Shayna back-to-back wins against Natalya. Ooh, she's scary. Xavier Woods loves Veer. Brock versus Veer tables for the NXT title, and Veer is just a monster. Unstoppable, wins the NXT title in an amazing match. Cameron Grimes cuts a self promo. He just loves that. Otis versus Randy for the North American title yet again. And Randy Orton finally beats Otis. Finally gets a rivalry off of how many matches? Like 4 or 5? Carmelo Hayes calls out Dolph. Then we have Axumum versus Mace. Mace picks up the win against Axumum. Then we have Shotzi. Forgot all about Shotzi. It's been a while. But Shotzi cuts a promo. Raquel Rodriguez versus Io Sky. Hell in a Cell. Io Sky is just looking amazing on NXT right now. Tyler Breeze starts off with a fatal 4-way. Kaden Carter, Karen Compactor, Becky Lynch, who picks up the win versus Rhea Ripley. And Becky's looking great. Continues the rivalry. Mansoor does charity. Edge versus Drew Gulak. Ooh, one-on-one. Edge just can't beat Drew, huh? That's unfortunate. Rick Boogs cuts another promo. Rick Boogs' face. Nikki ASH versus Charlotte Flair. Nikki ASH picks up the win. Is that her first match? Or first win, I mean? Mediocre. Akira Tozawa calls out Rick Boogs again. Tag titles on the line. Finn and Cruz versus Braun and Eric, and they just can't pick up the win against them. We continue to be on top. You see Logan, you see Bianca, Beetlejuice. We have Triple H telling us we haven't been using call-out promos, which, come on, Triple H, it's early on. Give us a break, man. We're trying our best. We have Robert Roode, who wants a match in his good old town of Toronto, Canada. And Raquel Rodriguez, tired of NXT, calling up Beetlejuice in the DMs, saying she wants to come over to SmackDown. And you know what? We love stealing wrestlers. Last week, Bret faces The Miz. Now he faces Hogan in a tables match. Bret Hart picks up the win against Hulk Hogan in a good match. We have Gigi cutting a promo after she lost her first match. Lita and Shayna going against Natalya and Asuka after Lita and Shayna got some momentum. Doesn't matter. The tag champs still win against them. Cena cuts a promo. He's just killing it. Bayley versus Bianca. Rivalry title on the line. And Bayley finally picks up a win and wins the women's title. Turn around for Bayley. Cody cuts a promo. Robert Roode versus Stone Cold one-on-one. The rivalry continues and Stone Cold continues to whoop ass. NXT, we finally have Dolph versus Carmelo after all the call-outs, and Carmelo Hayes beats Dolph Ziggler. Proves he's the man. MVP does some charity. Triple threat match after Randy wins the North American title, and Cameron Grimes, after all those promos, comes in and beats Otis and Randy. Mace gets called out Mace calls out Axumum. Tag titles on the line. Ronda and Shotzi pick up the win against Raquel and Dana Brooke. It doesn't matter. Raquel wanted to leave anyway. Io Sky cuts a promo. Brock versus Veer. Just can't Brock beat Veer, and he can't. Veer is unstoppable. I like this build-up by Tyler. Braun versus Finn for the WWE title. Finn picks up the win. After all those tag matches versus Finn and Braun, we have Finn defending his title finally for the first time. Becky defends her title against Nikki ASH. It doesn't matter. Becky defends the title against Nikki. She can't lose. Mansoor versus Rick Boogs. One-on-one. Rick Boogs shuts up Mansoor after all. No, Akira Tozawa calls him out. Akira Tozawa goes one-on-one with Edge for some reason. I just don't understand it. Edge picks up the win, though. And we are at the top.
Love that shit.
You have a lot of enemies at the top as Tyler Breeze uses his This Is War card and blocks 3 of our wrestlers. That's going to hurt us bad. We have Triple H telling us Cody, Bayley, and Nakamura all banned for the episode. Then we have Raquel Rodriguez looking forward to be on SmackDown. Cena, we've been wrestling him. Him and Logan went toe-to-toe, and Cena wants a match. We lost 3 wrestlers, so we go and sign The Undertaker. Immediately put the dead man in a match against Hollywood Hulk Hogan. One-on-one, and The Undertaker wins. He started off slow in 2K22. Can he turn that around here? Shayna calls out Natalya, saying she's got her number. Put Raquel Rodriguez immediately in a match against Gigi, and she picks up the win against Gigi. Starts a rivalry, so that's good for Gigi and Raquel. Bianca cuts a promo wanting her title back. Miz versus Cena. We gave Cena what he wants, a match, but the Miz beats him. Unfortunate. In an okay match. Lita cuts another promo. Logan Paul comes back from injury, defends his title against Bret Hart, and Bret the Hitman Hart wins. Axumum versus Mace, TLC match this time, And Axmum beats Mace one-on-one, continues their rivalry. Then we have MVP talk about how he's a baller. Ronda Rousey versus Dana Brooke one-on-one. Ronda's a double champ. Jesus. Ronda picks up the win. Shotzi cuts a self-promo. Veer versus Brock, no longer main event status, and it doesn't matter. Veer picks up the win anyway against Brock. Io Sky back-to-back-to-back promos? Like, why? Fatal 4-Way this time. They added Dolph Ziggler to it. Cameron Grimes still wins in the Extreme Rules match. On to Raw, no promos. We just have Rhea Ripley versus Nikki ASH. She loses and she loses. I mean, it's really sad. She beat Flair, though. It's just no. Triple threat, speaking of Charlotte Flair versus Kaden Carter and Karen. Kaden picks up the win. Charlotte Flair not looking good. Finn Balor teaming up with Mansoor this time, and Eric and Braun beat them. Just Braun's tired of Finn Balor. Drew Gulak versus Edge, one-on-one in the main event, and Edge, after winning last week, picks up the win against Drew Gulak, but we're still on top.
I can beat that ass and I can win, but I can still beat that ass and win.
After Tyler Breeze does it, now we have Xavier Woods doing it, and we don't have Asuka for the pay-per-view. That sucks.
Probably like I'm playing with you.
You know, I've always been bad with managing money, and Undertaker signing was not good. I like signing wrestlers, and unfortunately, Lita's the first wrestler we have to let go. Had to let go of her so we could keep Stone Cold, and we're hoping Stone Cold takes a discount, but letting go of Lita really hurt. I don't like letting go of my wrestlers, and Lita's just gone. That's why in the previous My GMs, I just kept on paying them, like, not using them, but I keep them. Then we have Triple H letting us know Asuka's not good. Logan Paul's not happy about losing the title. He wants a rematch, just like Cena did. Can he beat Bret Hart, though? We'll find out. Logan Paul versus Bret. Bianca Belair wants to team up with Rodriguez, and why not? I'm upset about the Lita. On to SummerSlam. We have Shayna Baszler versus Natalya, and Shayna picks up the win against Natalya. Tired of all those losses from the last episode, ends the rivalry. This is Lita's farewell to an advertisement. Hogan and The Miz defend their tag titles against Cena and The Undertaker, and Cena and Taker win the tag titles. Who would have thought that? Cena, first time ever winning a tag title in My GM. Raquel does advertising, we need money. Cody Rhodes beats Shinsuke to win back his IC title. It was a long road, but he got the title back. Gigi does advertising, we need money. Bret versus Logan, not the main event. But Bret Hart retains, beats Logan Paul. Sorry, Logan, you're not becoming a 3-time champ yet. Bianca Belair does advertising. We need the money desperately. Robert Roode versus Stone Cold to end the rivalry, and Robert Roode ends it against the Rattlesnake. That's glorious. On to NXT SummerSlam. We have Dana Brooke versus Shotzi one-on-one. Dana Brooke picks up the win. Xavier Woods just has so many random matches, no storylines. Io Sky versus Ronda, that's two heavy hitters right there. And Io picks up the win in a dull match, though. Mace versus Carmelo Hayes, one-on-one. None of these matches make sense. Carmelo Hayes picks up the win. Like, storyline-wise, none of these wrestlers have wrestled before. Cameron Grimes versus Axmum. Axmum picks up the win against Cameron Grimes after winning back-to-back matches. MVP versus Brock versus Dolph is your main event. Dolph picks up the win. Where's Veer? On to Raw SummerSlam. Rhea Ripley versus Nikki ASH in an Iron Woman's match. Nikki finally gets a win, ends the rivalry. Wow, I didn't even know they had a rivalry. Charlotte Flair does a promo. Jerry Sweat versus Mansoor. He picked up a jobber. And Mansoor picks up the win. Why? What are you doing right now, Tyler? Eric versus Finn Balor. Eric said, Braun, you take a seat. I got this. Finn Balor said, no, you don't, buddy. Finn Balor is the Veer of Raw. Drew Gulak versus Braun. Braun's like, I'm tired of losing to Finn. Give me Drew. And Drew gets destroyed. Karen Compactor, Iron Woman's match versus Kaden Carter. And Karen just destroying it in a classic match. Not only do we lose money and Lita, but Tyler takes the W.
You don't have time for this shit.
I'm upset Xavier Woods is even letting us know this. How did we pull it off? Top charts. We lost one of our legends. We lost Lita. We're broke. We need money. I need to stop spending money. Then we have Bret Hart. He wants to know why we interfered. Did we? I don't even remember interfering. Logan Paul he's thankful for the rematch, but he lost. It happens, Logan. Then these are our shake-up cards we get after the pay-per-view. They weren't the best. We got the champions win their next 5 matches, so see you next